Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another race in the Hollow Knight Randomizer Bingo Tournament here. This is a race between OhkoXar and JasonILTG. This is in the lower bracket winner's side. So this is not an elimination match for either player here. Should be a good one.
Yeah, but Oko is new to the bracket phase of the tournament and has been on somewhat of a practice tear. Jason, an old standby, finishing relatively modestly in the Swiss, but has then gone on a bit of a tear in the bracket phase, including knocking Sour Cream, who was considered by some in bracket predictions to be an early favorite in this tournament, to loser's side in round one. So should be a good race for sure. I am going to count the runners in here.
I believe we are just waiting for Jason to be fully ready here. But yeah, as the runners confirm that they're good to go here, we can take an early look over this this board that we've got. So there's a couple of early goals that we actually need green path access for. Vengefly King and Massive Moss Charger is a goal that's immediately accessible as soon as they can get to green path. Kill a Durindu, again, another potentially early goal. So as soon as they find a way out of Crossroads, we might see the runners rush that, depending on what they find. Could be good. Jason looking like he just needs a minute. But that is fine. One interesting thing to note about this race, most of the lower bracket is actually played on easy logic. The upper bracket is played on medium. Oko and Jason have agreed to a slightly different rule set here, where they've enabled mild skips, but not shade skips. So this is about half of medium logic, rather than full medium or full easy. This puts a lot of enemy pogos into logic, but doesn't include a lot of the shade skips that we see in medium. For example, getting over to right side from the Blue Lake shade skip by Salubra, or shade skipping to Massive Moss Charger. Things like that. It does put things like Mantis Lords in logic with just wings, though.
Yeah, it makes wings a lot more powerful to have as a logical tool on this board, because it gets you things like Mantis Lords, like Broken Vessel, nothing with Infection. That is still considered hard logic by way of the macro. Stag Nest, although there's no medium way to get up there in the first place.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Just little things on the fringes.
Yep. I think things like Go Mass Shard are also in logic with just mild skips enabled. I don't recall whether the mini boss logic is spicy or mild. Yeah, looks like they're nearly ready to go here, so we'll probably be getting started in just a minute. Mini boss logic is spicy, Connor has informed me. So that, I believe, just puts Go Mass Shard as far as extra Crossroads checks in logic. But there are a few things like Mantis Lords that I mentioned earlier, and a couple of other enemy pogos that are considered mild.
And honestly, I like this as a setting, not having to worry about some of the more time-consuming shade skips being intended, like the one to Salubra or the one at Balder Shell, that are some of sort of the ugliest parts of medium logic, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. I think some of the shade skips to right side are fine because you die right next to a bench, so they're very quick to set up. But certain things like shade skipping to Salubra can be quite irritating. It can take a while. The Massive Moss Charger and Balder Shell shade skips, I think, are similarly lengthy. And removing those from the logic, I think, is a reasonable way to play in a race like this. Right, so Jason has got underway here. I'm not sure if we just have some significant stream delay from Oko here. There he goes. He's gotten started as well.
It's synced with the timer, so we'll see if that affects with bingo board marking down the line. But yeah, as we talked about, there are a couple early things to look out for with green path goals being around, especially green path goals if you get vertical. But also a fair few like longer, more annoying things. You've got a couple one-offs in Tram Pass Monomon, and you've got some sort of long check hunts like Kill a King's Mold and Check Void Heart, both of which require a lot of stuff.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, quite a few long goals here. We could see this go for quite a while. There's a handful of quick things they can do once they get vertical, but even things like get all the grubs in green path and fungal is quite a long goal, even once you have vertical to get that final grub. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, a few relatively quick goals here, nonetheless. Depending on what they get early, we could see these green path goals. We could see defeat Gorb, kill a Great Hopper, all sorts of things like that. So yeah, both choosing to check Fury. Just a Vessel Fragment this time, so not particularly paying off for either runner, but it's nice to see them both on the same page as far as that check goes.
Yep, some nice synchronized hopping. Jason going to be the first to Zelda.
Oh, King Stag and Hidden Stag, both at Zelda. This is feeling like one of the Plandos that had been released in the past there. Quite.
That is actually the Plando that I designed. Gave you two stags right at the beginning and said, pick your poison.
Yep.
Love that.
Jason decided, I think, to purchase Hidden Stag. Was that right, or did he get King Stag?
It looked like Hidden Stag was much more expensive, so they both grabbed the Geo and then both grabbed King Station Stag, which also makes sense. Kill a Great Hopper's right there. Lem Access is right there. You probably won't be able to check Void Heart anytime immediately, so it's fair play.
Yeah. It's also worth mentioning that if they purchase the Hidden Station Stag, the only check that they can get there is Hidden Station Stag itself, which costs 300 extra Geo. So they wouldn't be able to afford that check even if they were able to get the even if they were able to go there without getting some extra Geo along the way. So King Stag makes more sense. It gets you a lot of checks.
As Jason checks grubs here, something else worth noting is we talk a lot about essence and grub tolerances as part of the logic. I believe that is not queued to the logic, but rather queued to the skips. So because they have mild skips on, our grub tolerance is 2, which I bring up because there was looks like a couple things: a Lifeblood Charm at 4 grubs and a Queen's Garden Stag at 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's good to point out, and you are right. I believe the mild skip setting does lower that grub tolerance to 2 rather than 3. So they only need 8 logical grubs to be able to pick up an item at 6 grubs in logic. So here we see kind of another big divergence after Jason checked grubs there. Ohko's deciding to do this check. It is in logic. Unfortunately, it's just a Wanderer's Journal, so this is quite a slow check. Jason decided to skip it, and is just going straight for the stag, I guess.
That makes sense. Especially a little bit of an odd back and forth for Jason to go out of his way to check grubs and then Ohko to go out of his way. Both runners sort of compromising their first access to crossroads stuff for some of these more out-of-the-way checks. Yep.
Yeah, and we'll see. So yeah, Jason's deciding to check the Dirtmouth Stag as well. This is a pretty quick check, easily forgotten if you don't do it right away. It's an Arcane Egg, which helps with the money problems. So now with that King Station Stag, he can get to Lem and purchase the Hidden Station Stag, which could very well be logical progression as well.
So nothing immediately at King Station. Now, well, you got a lot of areas, but still no movement. It makes the early game feel a lot more infuriating because you're just guessing where the right thread is that's going to give you progression. Jason not continuing out to Rafters, for instance, favoring Crossroads still.
Yeah, this is interesting from Jason. He's rushing, I guess, to shops. We'll see if he sets up the Salubra Shade Skip. As mentioned before, that is not in Logic. They do not have Shade Skips enabled. But it is still a quick way to get to Salubra early on, so we might see it from Jason. Not a whole lot of random obtains on this board, which would make that a little bit stronger of a play, but maybe just looking for something different.
You do have a fair number of insidious random obtains. A Nail Art for the Nail Arts goal, Trampass, Monomon, Spore Shroom, Grimchild. Like, there are a lot of random shops things that could be nice to have.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just interesting to rush at this early. Yeah.
Sure. Meanwhile, Oko with the tried and true, sticking to the main progression idea, fighting False Knight here.
I think when you get early stags, yeah, and Jason damage tanking here is almost certainly going to set up that Silver Shade skip. But I think when you get early stags, it makes sense to forgo the Crossroads checks and just go ahead and check the area that you bought your access to. It could very well be the only way out of Crossroads for you. But here Jason and Oko both deciding to just check the King Stag, which neither could afford at the time. I think maybe Oko could have at the time, I don't know. And now Jason deciding to clear out shops instead. Yeah, so Jason showcasing pretty much immediately the Silver Shade skip, which we mentioned it was nice to not have in Logic. So Jason clearly not on the same page as far as willingness to do this particular Shade skip.
And Jason also looked sort of dicey for a sec because he died really far over to the left. I was surprised his Shade spawned in the correct behaving spot for that. But they should be getting to these new checks at about the same exact time.
Oh, a dreamer for Oko. If Oko continues on and goes through the left door here, he'll be soft locked and have to warp. Oh, distant
village stag. The stag chain continues. And Oko smartly warping away.
Interesting. Oh, Oko, no. Oh, that's bad. So this is a glitch, which stags are supposed to be randomized. He was able to purchase the Crossroads stag there. When that happens, you're supposed to re-enter the room. A Crystal Heart there too. That could be progression too.
That does put Salubra in Logic, although it looked like Salubra was a bust, but Jason finding Spore Shroom. Oh, Grimchild at Sally. Jason finding Spore Shroom in the shops circuit, and Oko also going to rush talk to Midwife. As far as dark rooms go, not too bad.
Yeah, this is a quick early goal for Oko. Yeah, so to be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure what happens now that he's bought that. I'm not sure if he can purchase the item there. Right, but that's an early 1-0 for Oko with that Distant Village Stag rushing that. Talk to Midwife. I think that's a good play from him. Now he has to deal with Infected Crossroads, though. Infected Crossroads can be a blessing and a curse. Not in Logic, but it does allow you to get to right side early. It allows you to check the well early. It can allow you to check Blowing Womb early. For example, with Crystal Dash and Infection, he can do that. We'll see if he uses it. Looks like he's going to choose to go to Fungal here, which I think is also a good potential route here.
Jason, meanwhile, staying in Logic because on Mild Skip, Spore Shroom is a Balder killer as well as being part of a goal on the board, and so going to head into Green Path.
Yeah, and Jason will almost certainly have the lead on these early Green Path goals of kill MMC and Vengefly King, and also the kill a Durandal. So we might see that. Oko, meanwhile, gonna try this Infection Pogo. It's a little bit precise. You have to Pogo these 3 bubbles here. Yeah, he's pretty close to it. Just needs to be a little bit further to the left to get that 3rd bubble that's just under the platform. Yeah, so we'll see him give it a try. The nice thing about this skip is you can reset the room as many times as you like, and the infection bubbles just come back, as we're seeing here. There he goes.
Yes.
That's done.
And
that is not in Logic, but with Green Path access and Crystal Dash, Fungal is actually in Logic in a roundabout way. So these checks can still do progression, though Oko doesn't know that.
And Oko is very, very light on Geo, not even being able to open up Leg Eater. Just going to get the bench and have to walk out.
Yep. Yeah, Jason also pretty low on Geo here, having spent it on different things, but...
But the nice thing about Green Path is that Green Path gives you a very nice opportunity to top up on Geo.
Jason's stream appears to have frozen here for me. I'm not sure if that's for everyone.
Yeah, I'm also having some time with it. Jason confirmed before we started the race that he is local recording, so we will be able to go back and see and verify goals and such. For now, we'll focus on Ohko's screen. Gonna just go through the Shrimmel Ogre's Charm Notch. I assume that he's probably going to continue on down to Queen Station, although there may be some merit in warping back up to Leg Eater real quick and just seeing what's up there.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to continue on to... Oh man, this is really a stag seed, isn't it? City Storeroom stag there. You might want to heal up there, but just to get the bench at Queens, and then definitely go back and check Leg Eater. Leg Eater might have some geo, so he could potentially still be able to purchase an item there.
Jason, meanwhile, the routing is fairly conducive to kill a Durandal.
Yeah, quite believable goal mark there from Jason. Jason, again, as Quack mentioned, is local recording. So, oh, there we go. Here he is suddenly in lower green path. So we know he's near a Durandal. And it looks like he has died. He probably... efficient routing there to die while killing the Durandal, and then set up this Shade Skip to Massive Moss Charger for the goal. Grabbing that waterfall bench, I think, pretty useful there for Jason, so he can continue on to get to upper green path from the waterfall bench. Ooh, simple key. Putting waterways in logic.
So, okay, we've got Mild Skips puts Fluke Marm in logic with ordinary boss logic, so all we need is dive in VS.
Classic. Constantly thinking of the Fluke Seed.
Look, if I don't root for the incredibly cursed stuff, who will? Answer all of Twitch chat, but it's fine. And a convenient relic pickup on your way to Lem, no less.
Yeah, Ohko gonna have plenty of money now with that King's Saddle and Arcane Egg. I don't know, I think he's 3 geo short of this toll bench though, which kind of hurts.
Especially because without Claw specifically, you can't get back up there, and so it's a much longer walk back.
That's pretty rough, yeah. Jason, meanwhile, probably just doing these checks past MMC and heading up to kill Bench Fly King. So Jason probably going to be behind on progression for a little bit here, but going to have an early goal lead to make up for it.
Yeah, and Massive Moss Charger is one of the better Geo Rocks in the game, so Jason will be able to at least afford things behind any of these stags. Even the 800 geo combined for that Hidden Station stag at a Zelda and whatever is behind it seems fairly doable for Jason, even without a Lem trip, on account of Green Path just being so flush with geo.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially killing Vengefly King and Massive Moss Charger, who both give quite a bit of geo. Alright, so Ohko picking up this check above Lem. I believe this is in logic with just mild skips enabled. But I am not 100% sure about that. It turned out to be Love Key. I think not particularly relevant on this board. Until Gorb is behind Collector, of course.
Yeah, the intended Clawed Collector. That's totally a mild skip, right?
Actually, what is the logic for that skip? It's probably spicy.
I feel like that must be.
Yeah, you have to learn
Shade.
Like from all the way down. Alright, so we'll see Ohko. Oh, he's got to go around because he's picked up the Dreamer, but he'll go talk to Lem, maybe head into Waterways.
We're back at the waterfall bench on Jason's screen.
We're getting there. He's going to make his way over to upper green path. Jason, you can C-dash there. You don't need the squid.
Jason doesn't have C-dash.
Oh, never mind. I'm silly. It's Ohko that has it. I blame it on not being able to see all of Jason's play. It's easy to forget.
It's fair. And yeah, no way to do any of the any percent tech either without air stalls, so just relying on our good friends, the enemies that inhabit Green Path, to this. I hope he goes for this enemy pogo over here. It's one of my favorite things on the any percent route because I'm bad at fireball skips. Meanwhile, Ohko taking an unfortunate death in Waterways.
Yeah, those bellflies really can be quite cruel from time to time.
And especially without even the toll bench.
And he can't get it this time either because he doesn't have his shade. And he needs that shade because he sold to Lem, too.
This is rough. A rough start.
Yeah, really rough for Oko. I'll give Jason some time to catch up on progression. And again, Jason with the early goal lead once he gets this Vengefly King kill. Jason, I wonder if he'll show off one of the more interesting Vengefly King kills. You can kill Vengefly King with just Spore Shroom, and if you do that, leave the room and re-enter, Vengefly King actually respawns, which is something that you don't get to see very often. So I don't know if Jason's aware of that or if he'll show it off, but it could be interesting.
It also looks like mild spoilers, but probably due to the instability, Jason's bingo board is a little bit ahead of where he's at on stream, so just pay no mind. It will come true soon enough.
Jason not showing off the Spore Shroom kill. Unfortunate. So yeah, quite a lot of stream delay here from Jason. I think quite believable that he does end up killing Vengefly King. There we go.
Astonishingly, not going to take a death to Vengefly King. the only early game boss we allow to kill us in this community is False Knight.
Absolutely. Jason? What is Jason doing?
Setting up the shade skip to Vengefly King 2.
Where you have to walk back from Waterfall Bench.
Oh yeah, that walking through Green Path with no movement is just so not good.
Jason going for the Spore Shroom kill on the Moss Knight instead. Fortunately, it does not cause a respawn.
That'd be funny if he just got back up.
So I don't believe Oko has checked grubs, is that correct?
I don't believe so either, but still keeping pretty good parity. I mean, 15 grubs is a goal on the board, so like, could just be
true, yeah.
assuming he'll route in the check once he's got more stuff. And there's a dash.
That is very big for Jason. Dash is probably the single most useful item. Honestly, more than vertical, depending on the board. But Jason's buying that white fragment too. I'm not entirely sure why.
I mean, check Voidheart.
Sure why. Yeah.
That's your wings, probably. We got Claw at Flukemarm, Wings at Voidheart, the seed writes itself.
Jason gonna buy a cheap Arcane Egg here, and then finally make the Lem trip, it looks like. Oko, meanwhile, gonna get the Saluber check. We'll see if he decides to use the infection he's got to get to right side. With King's Stag, it's not particularly useful because they already have an easy way to get to the right side of the map. He will buy that Grim Child. Troopmaster Grim is a goal on this board, technically possible for both of the runners. Would be quite a long fight at this stage with absolutely no damage, but...
yeah, not having a single spell for that is rough. Also, I believe Grim has regular boss logic, so regardless of your difficulty, the game wants you to have 2 spell levels in order to logically have something at the Charm notch.
Yeah, so it's quite unlikely that Grim will be an important piece of progression, if nothing else, but Oko choosing to buy that Spore Shroom as well. That's interesting. Oko already has Green Path access through Queen Station. Spore Shroom, I believe, is on this board. Yeah, but you need a Kingdom's Edge access and dive, so you don't need to buy that now unless you.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. There are wings at Leg Eater.
Well,
right.
So moral of the story is make sure you have enough Geo to check Leg Eater the first time you come through. That's also big, honestly, because that will probably leave Jason scratching his head a little bit as to where wings are, given how long it took Oko to finally come back for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not really clear. Jason, with that dash, could get into Fungal pretty quickly. He has the Hot Springs bench, but it's not immediately obvious whether or not he'll head there right away. Oko basically leaving no breadcrumbs as far as where he has been, to kind of give a hint to Jason as to where those wings might be. So we might see that just because it's a place that that Jason hasn't been yet. But yeah,
Jason will learn pretty quickly that there is either an Ismas or vertical, but probably vertical somewhere that Oko's been, because Oko's going to quickly mark off Kill a Great Hopper.
Yeah,
probably from there route back to Overgrown Crystallized Mound, another fairly quick goal once you got any form of vertical.
Yeah, the early wings here is going to give Oko a goal advantage. I still think, as far as check density goes, that in the long run you'd rather have that dash first, but it will, depending on how many goals Oko can actually get done before Jason catches up, this could start to go in Oko's favor pretty quickly. Also, depending on how much trouble this Great Hopper gives him.
And Jason is picking up that hidden station stag, so if that was Claw all along, that will be a very big deal. Oh, Oko dangerously close to aggroing the Primal Aspid there. That's the last thing you want when trying to kill this guy.
Absolutely. All right, Oko getting in a little bit more of a rhythm here. Oh, be careful. Oh, be careful. When you don't have dash or damage, this is not at all an easy fight. Getting spoiled by the board a little bit here, but it looks like, there we go. Oko did manage to pull it out.
Just a Wanderer's Journal at Hidden Station Stag. You hate to see it. So Jason now knows that somewhere along the path he did not travel is vertical or Isma's. And so running right to King Station Stag. I wonder if this might be the Broken Bridge check.
Could be.
Does Jason have a simple key? I don't believe so.
No, the simple key that Oko found was in storerooms. What is this from Jason?
Gorgeous Husk for some money?
Maybe. How close to buying out Salubra was he?
Salubra...
Or is that a goal? Yeah, that is a goal. So, I don't know how close he was. If he's approximately 420 geo away from it, then this could be a good play, but... Yeah, he'll remain behind on those wings for quite a while here. He's if he takes too long. Meanwhile, Oko going to come back and sell to Lem again. He got another Arcane Egg. I don't think that's going to be enough to buy out Salubra from him either.
Yeah, there were a couple of junk items that were pretty expensive at Salubra.
Yeah. It's definitely the kind of thing where you're going to need multiple Lem trips for. A little bit rough to do early, although Jason with that dash does have a bit of help there. The C dash does help Oko keep up with that horizontal advantage that Jason has, and obviously the wings give Oko a huge vertical advantage. But
and yes, the cheap Charm Notch at a Zelda that Jason hovered over before, combined with the Charm Notch waiting at the Grim Kid check, is going to put Jason into 6 Charm Notches total.
I see. So Jason simply has an absolutely massive brain and got those 6 Charm Notches, which I completely did not see on the board. All right. Meanwhile, Oko is going to go for, looks like Nail 2 here. I didn't see him pick up a Pale Ore. That was just... Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah. He did pick up a Pale Ore.
There was one at Salubra, I believe.
Okay. That'll do it.
And yeah, there's not a whole lot of reasons to delay upgrading your nail on this point, other than, of course, that it's mild skips on. And so you really hope that it's not Mantis Lords, which is a little bit ironic, because I believe they requested this setting in part because it makes Mantis Lords viable. I
like Jason's commitment to the Spore Shroom. It's commendable. He's trying to use it on just about every enemy here.
And Grim Child for the damage boost.
Oh, Oko is going to go for the Grim fight. I like Nail 2 into Grim here from Oko. So you immediately put that nail upgrade to use. As Quack mentioned there, it's a little bit dangerous when you have wings as your only vertical and mild skips enabled to get a nail upgrade early, because it could end up locking you out of some skips.
And Oko with the disrespectful Grim fight. That's not what you want.
Yeah, especially not when nail damage is your only damage. You cannot brute Grim when he's in that balloon phase. So you really want to wait until he's done bowing to try to hit him. Oko also without that dash, this ends up being a bit more tedious of a fight. Jason finding that infection and that distant village stag. He may be taking this infection to fungal? I'm not sure what this is.
I mean, with dash, he doesn't need to take the infection to fungal.
That is true. Actually, what is this? Where's Jason going? Oh, he's coming around for the mountain checks. Jason informed, if you try to go through that door after picking up a Dreamer, it'll lock you inside of an infection bubble from both directions. So he's coming around for the mound checks here. Right, so I think that picking up that Distant Village stag does tell Jason a little bit about where OhkoXar's been now, given that talk to midwife that was marked a while ago, but probably tells him absolutely nothing about where those wings might be.
Yeah, and also I don't believe OhkoXar checked the first check in B-Stan. Another very good candidate for a claw location if this seed is to be as kind as Wings at Leg Eater implies.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Actually, the first check in B-Stan, one of the most likely checks as a one-off to be major progression, which is kind of fun to think about. So is Hidden Stag, in fact. Elegant.
Elegant Key. I don't think that's one of the one-offs we care about at present moment.
Does not appear to be, no. Alright, back to Hot Springs Bench. This time it might actually be Fumble. Nope. Baiting us again. He's going to head
Mask Shard, I assume.
Yeah, which we know to be nothing. OhkoXar checking that much earlier on. This is in logic, as mentioned from the very beginning, so it does make sense for Jason to go for this here. I think he's going to be clearing out the rest of Crossroads, hoping to find whatever OhkoXar found.
And, I mean, it's good for OhkoXar to get the advantage on goals as the board starts to look like a later and later board. But Grim Fight with no dash, especially if he takes a death here, is just about the longest thing that OhkoXar could be doing right now, so it really does afford Jason a lot of time to catch up and figure out what progression items he's missing.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's nothing behind Charm Notch Grim, which again currently is not in logic, then it could end up being pretty bad for OhkoXar to have spent as much time as he is on this Grim Fight.
Yeah, and on the other hand, if it's another dash or even worse, claw at Charm Notch Grim out of logic, that could massively swing the game in OhkoXar's favor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it really depends on what's here. It is a lot of time investment for a single goal, but yeah, it is also one additional check. So we'll see.
It also could be Jason with the stream suddenly catching up, I believe, so we're not going to get to see what's at the B-Stent check.
Did he go into B-Stent?
He did. He went through the cutscene, and then he just accelerated to midway through Basin. So we'll check back the recording later, but there's got to be the Basin Simple Key check. Given that OhkoXar marked Great Hopper, but did not mark Mound, Jason could assume that OhkoXar just has the same dash that he does and found Isma's instead of knowing that OhkoXar has Vertical.
Yeah, that's quite possible. Interesting. Jason coming back to Kings now with C-Dash. This might be the Broken Bridge check, finally. Not entirely clear.
While OhkoXar going to finish off the Grim Fight. Let's see if he gets bailed out here for the minutes spent investing in.
Oh, Jason going to use his Simple Key to head to Waterways, I think. Where did he pick up his Simple Key? Did he find Sturmstag, or did he find one somewhere else? Maybe that was what the first check in B-Sten was.
I'm going to assume that was the case. Yeah, because there's
sense.
I don't think he would have had enough time to make any other check, especially not any other check that we haven't already seen OhkoXar do, and pick up a different Simple Key.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think it's quite likely that the first check in B-Stem was a Simple Key. So Jason's going to follow this progression down into Waterways here. I believe we've already seen all of this from OhkoXar. I know for a fact that we've seen the Bench Egg. I'm not sure if we've seen left side Waterways from OhkoXar. Soul Eater. Right. OhkoXar coming over here. Doesn't he have Queen's Station Bench?
He hasn't really spent a whole lot of time in Green Path. That was more Jason stealing, getting those early grubs, although OhkoXar could be running around for that stuff. Also probably going to pick up Overgrown Mound here. Stag Nest Stag.
Stag Nest Stag. So Jason getting quite baited on a very long journey here with all the checks that he's gotten. So he might be missing those wings for quite a while. Oko skipping Willow, is that right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I think rushing Overgrown Mound here, maybe.
Second Unbreakable Charm, nice to have, not for this board.
I missed what was at the Stag. Wings were at Leg Eater, which Jason has yet to check.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is that Oko was at Leg Eater very early, but could not afford it, and so it was actually an appreciable amount of time before anything got marked because of wings. So Jason, a little bit on the hunt here, because he knows he's down progression, but he doesn't know exactly what it is, and he doesn't have a good idea of where it is.
Yeah, and the other thing is that Jason also not exactly swimming in cash here with 66 Geo to his name. Did pick up that King's Idol, but it can be quite a while before he decides to go back to Lem. So we'll see whether he even decides to check Leg Eater, because again, you need some money to do that. Shaman
Sun's a big pickup. And also, shout-outs to this race, just in general, we're barely half an hour in, and both racers have already spent upwards of 4,000 Geo.
Yeah, you would think that Spend 4K was on the board, but no. There were enough money goals to make it worth, though.
And, we still haven't even seen Buyout Salubra marked.
Halidus Seal, yeah. Jason finding a bunch of relics might be tempted to go into that Buyout Salubra, but again, that might put him back even further on wings.
Oko gonna mark off Overgrown Mound here, is going to continue for the check. The Howling Wraiths check is a really awful check to get if you're not compelled there by the goal. And even when you're compelled there by the goal, I think runners tend to split 50-50 on whether or not you invest the time in doing it.
Yeah. I think it depends a lot on whether you have other goals you can be rushing. This is quite a long check. With Nail 2, it's not nearly as bad because you actually kill all those squits in one hit rather than two.
It is logical on this setting, so that Dream Nail could be contended.
That's big. So that Dream Nail is Gorb. It's Visit Shrine of Believers. It's, well, one bit of progress toward Kill a King's Mold. Required for Enter Godhome. Yeah, so that's important on this board. Jason will need to find a Dream Nail to try to catch up. It doesn't look like Oko is going to immediately try to put it to use.
Yeah, it's only Gorb if Oko is comfortable with the skip up into Howling Cliffs, having not found that Stag Nest Stag himself.
Yeah, that is very true. Oko does need to do the Vengefly skip from King's Pass, which is not in Logic on mild skips or on medium. It is only in Logic with the Spicy skip. Jason, meanwhile, finding that Green Path Stag at Acid Bridge, kind of a trolley location for it. We have found nearly every stag in the game at this point, it feels like.
Yeah, the seed was very kind.
Yeah, I think Oko going to get every stag but Stag Nest Stag, having bought Crossroads Stag illegally, will end up being able to ride to Stag Nest, and we're going to have to tell him not to. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's unlikely that Oko is going back for the stuff in waterways that he stranded, at least not soon.
Yeah, I believe he does have the bench there, although maybe not. I don't think he had vertical when he went there, and it's pretty annoying to get that bench.
Yeah, because he already did take one death in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite likely that he will not be going back for that anytime soon. But Oko gonna head up to the upper part of Green Path. I don't believe there was anything useful up here. Oh, there was dash. What am I talking about? So Oko will get his dash in about 5 minutes when he finally makes his way to Green Path Stag.
Yep, and Jason, getting thoroughly baited by the rest of Green Path, is now going to just continue through Crossroads.
This might be Moloch from Jason. This might be an infinite load from Jason. Uh-oh. Maybe it's just stream freezing on a load?
Given that Jason has not posted an SOS anywhere, I'm going to assume that is the case.
Quite an unfortunate place for your stream to freeze, but hopefully he'll be back soon. As mentioned before, Jason has been having internet troubles, is locally recording this entire match, so there won't be any issues as far as verification goes. Ohko finding that green path stag, going to take it. We'll save him a little bit of time.
Actually, pretty unironically useful for him there.
Yeah. Doesn't save much, but, you know, slightly helpful. Yeah, if it was a computer crash, I think that he would have messaged from his phone to the Discord, but hopefully that is not what we are going to see here. And so Ohko going to pick up his dash here. Oh, there we go. He's back.
And not only are we back, but we're a leg eater.
All right, let's go. Jason going to catch up on wings at the same time that Ohko catches up on dash here. So that's...
Not quite.
Because
he was about 400 geo, yeah. So yeah. Jason will immediately have to go into grinding mode. Maybe gonna turn in some grubs. I believe he's
make another lemon trip. He's picked up a few relics and can afford that at least. Yeah, he sees the wings there. Knows what he has to do. All right, what's his play? He needs about 300 more geo, I think, maybe 200. Looks like he's going to kill the Shroomwell Ogres. That's a good chunk of geo. Doesn't quite get you where you need to go, though. Jason also found VS. I don't know where that was. He's not using it. Did we see him pick it up, or maybe I just wasn't watching the screen when he picked it up?
Definitely did not. There wasn't a VS at Grubs, was there? He could have picked that up when he went to Grubs. I don't think there was a VS there, though. Also gonna get a city storeroom stag.
Yet another reminder to go to one.
Yeah.
He's gonna continue on down to Queen's Station, I think, from here. Get that bench at least.
Yeah, Ohko also muscling in on Green Path Fungal Grubs and already having vertical might be able to snipe it. He's already equaled Jason's setup for that.
Yeah, that is true. The very last grub with wings only requires a little bit of work. You have to do an explosion pogo from this direction, where you need QG access from the other direction, which he does not currently have.
Both runners have QG access through Queen's Garden Stag. That's at 6 grubs. They both have.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
The other way around. Also, Lantern, which I believe Ohko skipped because he never checked Sporgs.
Yeah, I think so. That could be big. I don't know if it gets you anything in particular on this board, but Lantern is going to make several things a little bit easier. Going into Crystal Peaks, that's actually the first access to Sea Peaks that we've seen.
Okay, and checking, Jason had Queen's Garden Stag in his menu when he was at the Stag Station, so I'm assuming he went to Grubs originally.
Okay. So maybe there was a VS at Grubs, and we missed it.
Or a VS at QG Stag.
Oh, possible. Yeah.
If he checked that. I don't know how long. It could also be Moloch. I don't know how long he was out. Yeah,
there's a second simple key as well. The second simple key can be useful. I don't think there's any 2 simple key goals on this board. It's not from what I see, but it is still nice to have 2 quick checks in Pleasure House, or if he decides to take them to God Home, he can use that as well. There's another King's Idol for Jason. He will be in good shape as far as Geo goes after he sells to Lem to finally get his wings.
And Ohko, meanwhile, is going for his Green Path Fungal Grubs, misses the Explosion Pogo the first time, probably has 1 or 2 more shots at it here before Jason's going to be actively racing down that goal, I imagine.
Yeah, has Ohko gotten the other Fungal Grub?
He has not, I don't think.
Okay,
but neither has
Jason has either, yeah. So, okay, it'll be it'll be interesting. If Ohko continues to struggle with this, ooh, that's a little bit rough. Yeah, you want to kill that guy so that he ends up on the upper platform. And that way you have a little bit more leeway. It is possible to do the skip when he's down below, but it's much more precise. So we'll see if Ohko can get the skip in the next few tries. He has a bit of time, depending on how quickly Jason rushes this. Jason basically immediately rushing back to League Eater now.
And now Resplendent with 3,000 Geo, going to be able to afford that Wings. Also probably good potential candidate for buyout Salubra. Yeah, he's warping there instead, as Oko does get it. So this could be a goal trade.
Yep. Yeah. So Oko getting that skip finally. As you saw, was able to get the... Oh, this guy's not cooperating, though. You can't really lure these anywhere. It's completely random what their movement is. He does have dash. There you go. He's fine. Yeah, so Oko will get this Grub's goal, presumably, given that he will probably go rush this now. I think Jason might be going for it now, too, having just bought out Salubra. Jason with the casual 7,500 Geo spent. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, unless Oko gets bullied by Sporgs or something here, this is looking like his goal. And as I say that, Jason gets bullied by Sporgs. You hate to see it.
Yeah, this will be a bit of a rough snipe for Jason. Jason already got all the green path grubs, but yeah, still needs the Spore Shroom grub after getting this one down here. So he'll probably get this grub before Oko marks it. We'll see if he continues on to Mantis Village for those checks or just warps immediately. It's particularly rough for him if he warps immediately and then gets sniped anyway.
Could also just go through unlocking the shortcut here, which is similarly unhelpful.
Yeah, and that's at least better because then you can come back more quickly. It does look like that's what he's doing. I do think that's faster, but Oko just simply too close on this. I will almost certainly get this call.
And there's the mark from Oko. So let's see where Jason goes. Just turns right back around and heads up.
Yep.
Love to see it.
I think Jason already got the Queen Station bench, so I'm not sure what this is from him. Okay. I think he realized. Tried to work to Queens, I thought. No, this is King Station. Okay. So Jason's just going to continue here. Yeah, that brings it to 6-4 for Oko. They are even on movement at this point. Jason with a bit of a damage lead with that Vengeful Spirit.
Oko was eyeing my favorite check in the game, which is that Journal above Mantis Village with Wings and Dream Nail.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Dream Nail, yeah.
Yeah, ultimately decides not to go for it. I hope that's Claw now.
It's always a great seed when that's Claw. That is not actually in Logic here. Wow, that's our third simple key.
Okay, Pleasure House looking kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason gonna come to Deep Nest here. I do actually believe that this is in Logic with Mild Skips and Lantern.
And while Talk to Maskmaker is a little bit of movement in this, it's still better than going through the mean Queen's Gardens arena from the Stag. So I imagine this is the goal. Russian, you're going to be able to check through Weaver's Den and the like as well. In the meanwhile.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that from Jason going for the Maskmaker goal from this direction. Doesn't look like he's going for the Weaver's Den checks immediately, but might be coming for them later. Maybe realized that he should get Maskmaker first when he was halfway through it. I do love Jason for actually going to Deep Nest. Not nearly enough people go.
Also, chat with the excellent point. Oko would barely or not be able to do that incredible check with nail upgrades. Simply too murdery on the balloons there.
Yeah, it's actually not possible with nail upgrades, so that does make sense.
I'm a little bit of trouble luring this poor guy up.
This always happens with this particular spider. It takes about 30 years for it to get up here, but now he's finally got it.
Spider AI is a thing of beauty.
Absolutely. Just randomly gets stuck in the hallway for no discernible reason. Jason making this look pretty clean here. There's a lot of spikes you have to pogo. This room, it's very nice to have Lantern in when you're trying to do this sort of thing.
Yeah, oh wow.
This is Elder Who from Oko. I guess this is Visit Shrine of Believers.
Fairly trivial with Wings Infection to get over to right side.
Yeah, so that is 5 for Jason there. With the Mass Maker mark. We'll see where he decides to go. Where was that Dream Nail? Actually,
I was at Howling Wraiths, so Jason is very unlikely to get that.
Yeah, Jason won't ever get that. What? Oh, he's rushing 15 grubs, I think.
Yeah, already at 12.
Yeah, Jason will almost certainly get this goal. Oko taking some time to do this Elder Who fight. With Nail 2, Elder Who has quite a lot of health. Oko's still without any spells, so Nail 2 is actually preferable to Nail 0, but it is a painfully slow fight.
This looks like it might be the Peaks play? Oh, we're just grub collecting.
Yeah, just more grubs from Jason, I think. He only needs 2 more, I guess. He's at 13. So this will be 1, and then there's probably another Crossroads grub he hasn't gotten yet. The acid one. We'll see where he decides to go. He does have Lantern to go to Peaks. Upper Peaks not in logic with Wings and Dash on this skip setting. That is considered a spike tunnel in the logic. But I know that Jason is well aware of how to do that skip.
And also...
Oh, he can't get the Limb of Lantry, though. Never mind.
Yeah, speaking of logic, it is also worth noting through Hamathi in chat, the aerial mini-boss logic on mild skips only takes away dash as the requirement. It does not take away the spell requirement, so none of the Dream Warriors are actually in logic for Oko yet, which means that Shrine of Believers cannot be the intended progression. It can only be the duplicated progression.
I think... Oh yeah, with Wings Dash, it's just... Yeah, it's just possible. Okay, never mind. That is 15 grubs from Jason, though, so this will temporarily even out the score here at 6-6. Oko having significant progress toward this Shrine of Believers goal will almost certainly get that. Jason having a little bit of trouble with this full height wings jump here. Jason should be noted, had his keyboard break yesterday and is actually playing on a new keyboard today. So it might need a little bit of getting used to with something as tricky as a full height wings jump.
Yeah, that's always some of the most annoying movement on Z logic anyway. Not blaming him for that at all. Also gonna get Willow, which I believe Oko went back for.
Yeah, I think so. We saw Oko do the mass shard as well, I think, although I don't remember what was there. Almost gets it there. Got the height, but was just a little bit slow to actually turn around for it. Just press the jump button harder. There he goes. Okay. Now you can hit the lever through the floor here. Not sure if Jason knows this. Okay, he doesn't. Okay, but he hits it there. All right, we're good. Just a Hell in a Seal. Not quite worth the effort.
Seals the whole way down.
So Jason looking for what to do here. Does not have any goals that are immediately rushable from what I can tell. He needs Dream Nail or Dive for most of them, or both in some cases.
Yeah, and if first intended Dive is at Essence, that's really rough for Jason.
Oh, that would be, yeah. Alright, Oko picking up yet more money here. Not yet doing the checks. Oh, Jason getting that skip even though the enemy was on the ground, which is not the easiest thing. Ooh, Wraiths there is pretty good. Oh, and Dive. Dive.
That's a lot of Essence. It looked like 600 plus.
Okay.
Still no fun.
Yeah, probably not the first Dive, but Dive pretty strong on this board. Gives you Flower to Elderbug. Ooh, Dash Master, take that.
Jason went too far. He's got to warp out now.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I think Jason was deciding to go to Deep Nest. That is in logic from Queen's Gardens, with Wings and Dash. Dupe Crystal Dash there. Looks like he might be heading to Edge now. Yeah. Dive... I don't know if it's worth grinding 600 Essence for at this stage, but it is basically 3 goals between Enter Godhome, Flower to Elderbug, and the Lore Tablet in Kingdom's Edge. And that's if I'm not missing any. Not to mention a lot of checks, Crystal Peak access, all sorts of things. 644 for dive, chat says.
Yeah. So,
Oh, you can't go this way, okay.
Informed. Yeah.
Maybe realized? Not sure if he knows. Yeah, here we go.
There it is.
With wings, this is pretty easy. You can just jump up there. That's the last simple key. So we've
Right.
seen all 4. We could have progression in Pleasure House.
Progression and God Tuner.
God Tuner, yeah. Yeah, Jason's stream has been having some troubles. Jason is locally recording this entire match, so there won't be any issues as far as that goes. But yeah, it's definitely something. He has apparently found Tram Pass, so it's something to keep in mind. Meanwhile, Oko has visited the Shrine of Believers, so that actually brings them up to 7-7. Not entirely sure where Jason got that Tram Pass due to his stream dying, but this is where it's useful to.
I mean, he doesn't have dive, and he was heading to Kingdom's Edge, so I'm assuming Oro or Hornet 2 bench, or maybe Acrodag if he had some really fast Aspid ranching.
Yeah. Well, actually, with the acid skip up in Upper Edge, you don't need any Aspid wrenching to get to there.
He has dash wings.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if Jason did that in any case. We may never know, but luckily there is a local recording that we can refer back to see where exactly that Tram Pass was.
And we do have the spoiler log on lock, so if anything seems too good to be true, let me know. I'll go into the spoiler log and validate it.
I mean, it is worth mentioning Jason does have Love Key, and Collector is very much doable. So I think Tram Pass at Collector was definitely where Jason found it.
Probably how that worked, yeah. No way to prove that wrong.
Absolutely no way. A bishop, meanwhile, for Oko. We just missing that dive for Fluke Marm to be intended.
Fluke Marm only needed dive. It's mild skips.
That's true. We didn't even need the shriek. Disappointing.
What this does put in logic is every other boss.
Yeah, that is true for Oko. Oko finally purchasing that Hidden Station Stag. Going to get his Wanderer's Journal. Very, very useful item that he's been missing for quite a while. Jason's stream conveniently dying when fighting a Durandoo. It comes back and he has a shade there, but somehow the Durandoo died. I don't know. Sketchy.
Suspicious. Purple seems kind of sus. I don't know.
Going to have to audit Jason's recording here. Oh my lord, there's a dive in White Palace.
Incredible.
Oh my goodness. So 660 Essence or White Palace is what we're looking at right now.
So you really hope the third dive is somewhere nice and convenient.
At this point, you kind of just do Lostkin, I think. I don't know.
That may be the play for Oko here.
I mean, it's access to 3 goals. They're 3 not exactly quick goals, but it is 3 goals and a lot of checks. White Palace first intended dive could be Jet.
Third dive in Crypt. I like this.
Yeah.
Place your bets now. Where's the dive we haven't seen?
Yep. There's always at least one dive locked dive. It is basically guaranteed. So yeah, those are the only 2 accessible dives for sure. Alright, Oko gonna do this base and simple key check. We saw this from Jason. It was not particularly useful. I believe it was the long nail. We'll see if he continues on to do Broken Vessel and or Lostkin.
Broken Vessel, I believe, is just a mini boss in Logic. So with wings and mild skips, this entire fight is logical. So it could even be Claw. Yeah,
we saw that yesterday with Claw at Broken Vessel, with Lostkin on the board and the other Claw at High Essence. May have a similar situation where there's incentive to do Lostkin for Essence, but actually Claw is hidden here.
Yeah, that is in fact sarcasm. The logic has no edict to make your life miserable. It just tends to do that with alarming regularity.
Yeah, the thing is that one dive is duped, and the second dive in Logic can be dive locked, and there's a lot of checks which are dive locked. So it happens relatively frequently that there's a dive that is dive locked, but no, not actually every time. Alright, so we will see the Broken Vessel fight from Oko. So this will be the wings check. Not sure whether he'll try to do Lost Kin. I don't know if he's desperate enough for dive. Seeing that second dive in White Palace does make me inclined to just go for the essence when dive is as big as it is on this board, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Oko chooses.
Yeah, Nail 2 is nice to have. No spells Lost Kin is really mean.
Yeah, he has Shriek, and that is just about the least useful spell against Lost Kin. You can get a couple of Shrieks in, but it's really hard to efficiently use Shriek in that fight.
Or maybe this is just dive, and we're fine. It doesn't matter.
It's quite possible. Oh,
no,
it's grand.
It's so much better.
Oh. That is almost check Void Heart. We're missing one dash for check Void Heart.
Yeah, there was a white fragmented essence and a green path stack.
And there was one at progression egg too. So
and Oko on that.
Oko's still missing a second dash to be able to do that though. This might be Abyss checks. No, it's Resting Grounds. Okay. What are we doing back in Resting Grounds? A Dream Tree. Okay.
Interesting. I don't remember what the essence count was for the white fragment, but could he believe you need Void Heart? Is he just grabbing Void Heart for easier Abyss running around?
Could be. It could be that he's going to do Abyss checks. Void Heart is going to give him access to 2 additional checks. Oh, it was 205. Okay, that explains it. In Shade Cloak and the Arcane Egg next to Shade Cloak. Also allows him to avoid the annoying sibling climb. It would be possible to check Shade Cloak, but he'd have to set up a Shade Skip. Not particularly worthwhile. So I do like this play of getting Void Heart from Oko. It gives him access to more checks. If he's going to Abyss anyway, may as well do that. Yeah, he might find a vanilla Shade Cloak even. You never know.
Yeah, that could be big. I'm also noting Jason has disconnected from the bingo card, so I'm hoping if something is... We may get word in a minute here.
That is true, he did.
We'll see what's up with that, but for right now, we'll trust he's locally recording, and we will press onward. If there's a dash here, or a dive here, I'll scream.
Did Locust generate this seed? Oh, just
it's an egg.
Just an egg. Alright, so we have quite a few checks that Oko has access to. He can't check Void Heart without Shade Cloak, but he can check the vanilla Shade Cloak location, the Arcane Egg next to it, and the Arcane Egg in Birthplace, which it looks like he's going for now. He, unless this is Claw, will not be able to climb out of here. Oh, and he's just warping immediately. Okay. May as well check it if you're there. What
is more important. Or not?
A little bit of indecision here from Oko. Okay, well, we are heading back to the Abyss now. Having opened up Birthplace and not done the check. Maybe Oko didn't realize... So my guess for what's happening is Oko realized that he couldn't check Void Heart and forgot that he could still check the Birthplace Egg. Was maybe rushing check Void Heart and then realized he needs another dash to do it. Alright, so here we're going to see these 2 checks. With Void Heart, none of these tendrils spawn. It makes the entire trip much, much calmer. Jason, still no word from him. Oh, that guy can still be in your way. Oh, he's still in your way. Oh, no. Okay.
Well, we really don't want that to be the place you die, because your shade is impossible to distinguish from the siblings.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this check would be inaccessible without Void Heart or Shade Cloak. It's a Palor, which is nice, but not exactly what Oko is looking for. And there's a Lifeblood charm. That gets him access to the Lifeblood room in Abyss.
Gifts that just keep on giving.
Okay, but now it looks like Oko's just going to head back and maybe the Lost can fight for that.
It looks like we've decided that dive is more important at this juncture.
Yeah. Not sure if we should message Jason and see if he's still... Is he online? No, he's set to do not disturb, so I can't tell. Okay. Alright, so this will be a pretty difficult Lostkin fight here from Oko. Again, Wraith's the hardest spell to use against Lostkin. Lostkin a little bit floaty, doesn't tend to be in the air too much. You kind of have to get him in a corner to effectively use Wraiths. I recommend everyone check out Monstaller's video on how to use Wraiths against Lostkin from back when the true ending route used Shriek.
I miss Shriek route.
I was not around for Shriek route, but I still miss it. But Nail 2 going to help him quite a lot. Again, this is going to be a fairly difficult fight here. Spore Shroom also unironically helpful for killing these bubbles and allowing him to just heal through these staggers.
That's a bit of a meme that Defender's Crest is something you want in this fight because it'll auto-pop the bubbles around you, but Spore Shroom is that while also being a little bit of damage and like more generically useful.
Yeah.
Said, Oko staying within an inch of his life here.
Yeah. Oko got a heal off, but the spores didn't spawn. That was a little bit weird. But yeah, I know when I did this fight casually, I relied very heavily on Defender's Crest. Does turn out to be quite useful in this fight. Wasn't until I tried to do the Pantheons that I had to figure out how to actually beat this boss. Spores have a cooldown, I have been informed by chat. I did not know this.
Yeah, that's what that yellow flash is, as he comes out of the healing animation. It's pretty short, but...
Yeah.
He'll go back at a manageable amount of health. He's got Nail 2, so he's dealing, what, 9 damage a swing into 1200 health?
13 damage, actually.
13 damage is right, Nail 2, not Nail 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a manageable 2-digit number of swings.
Yeah, just barely 2-digit, but we'll take those. Yeah, Spore Shroom really coming in clutch there. Pretty nice fight from Oko. Getting it done on the first try. So that is almost enough essence for dive. He needs about 30 more, which is kind of an awkward number. Can't dream nail him. Okay, there we go. So we will see if where he decides to go for that extra bit of essence here. Seems the answer is Forgotten Crossroads. Maybe cashing in at Grubs. QG. Maybe getting Marmu. Oh, he's doing this Dream Tree. He can't actually do this without Claw.
I mean, you can. It's just the worst thing ever.
Yeah, you can if you get lucky with where those guys happen to wander off to. Yeah, that Crossroads Dream Tree, not exactly the kindest Dream Tree to attempt to do. It's going to get that QG stag. Yeah, one thing worth noting, Oko leaving that Defeat Gorb on the board without the access to cliffs here would be a pretty good play for him to do now, but because he's got Nail 2, the Vengefly skip up into King's Pass is actually very difficult. You need to bring both Vengeflies, and each one can only take one Pogo. So it's very tight, much harder than the usual case, which is already pretty hard. Hard enough to be considered a spicy skip. Alright, looks like we're going to Edge for Oko. Maybe we'll see where that Tram Pass was.
Oko also looks like he's got the true ending acid skip here. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he's got Dash Master, so he can do this. You need Dash Master or Air Stall or to Crystal Dash in. Looks like he will not, in fact, be attempting it.
Just enough money if it is, in fact, something at Oro. When he killed the Great Hopper, he was on, like, 1 health, and so I don't think he went as far as Oro Bench.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. I think he warped out after the Great Hopper kill, but I could be wrong. I don't think he knows. Okay, he does. Oh, he's just going to upper edge, though. Not actually going to get that Oro bench. I'm not sure what this is from Oko. Just doing some extra checks, I suppose. A little bit strange for him to gather all but 30 Essence. Oh, is he doing the Kingdom's Edge route for Essence?
That would be legendary. I want to see it.
He very well might be.
I mean, but like this and not city storerooms plus the rest of resting grounds? Like, why put yourself through that?
I mean, just do Marmu at that point, too. You have Shriek.
Yeah, or Marmu. He's got QG stag access, too.
Yeah. But, to each their own. If he wants to go and do the Kingdom's Edge route for Essence, so be it. Alright. Let's play a game. Is this going to be Tram Pass up here at Camp Bench? Or will it have been at Oro?
Hey.
It was at Camp Bench. So Jason did the content acid skip, and we missed it because the stream died. Quite unfortunate. I'm not sure if we should try to message Jason here. He's been disconnected for quite a while. I'm gonna send him a ping just to see if everything's all right.
So meanwhile, Oko is continuing up into Upper Kingdom's Edge, which means, yep, he's fallen. It's Kingdom's Edge route content time. I believe. He doesn't even need to finish the route, so he can leave behind, like, the ugly essence.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Alright, here we go. Oko getting that essence anyway. Wants to show off that he knows how to complete this route if it were a bingo goal. I think Oko may be the first runner in this tournament to do this route when it is not a goal on the board.
Because, like, why would you? You know?
Yep. This tree does in fact have enough essence, at least, to get him dived. You see gravity affecting the Aspid shots there. It's one of my favorite things. You almost never see it until you do something like this.
What I'm saying is, I have been called a monster for my vehement desire to see Mila die, but I am not this level of masochistic of doing the Kingdom's Edge route when it is not explicitly called for.
I mean, doing the Kingdom's Edge route is dubious even when it is explicitly called for, so
it's true. A stalwart shell for his troubles.
Yeah, I think Oko knew he needed about 30 essence, tried to think of big enough dream trees for that, and tried to do the Crossroads one, only to realize that it was not quite possible. Alright, that I think is enough essence. I think he needed 644. But he can do the rest of the Resting Grounds tree if not. Response from Jason, hoping things are okay on his end. There we go. There is dive for Oko. So Oko will be first to most of these dive goals unless Jason has been, actually doing
hard at work.
Yeah. So far, we have no indication of that. I imagine Jason would have defeated Gorb. It's unclear whether Jason is actually able to mark goals still. That could be a significant problem. That C-Dash, unfortunately, does not work. You can C-Dash from the platform that Oko was just on. All right, but it looks like Oko's going to head down to Oro here. Skipping this dive check? No, he's coming back for it, but he needs some soul. Yeah, so Jason, I believe, would be able to connect on his phone if needed, even if his internet were to die. But I have not seen any indication. Oko asking if he needs to pause, but telling him to just continue to play while we await news.
If things go awry, we've got time. This tournament can stretch out into eternity.
What's another 3 months?
We'll never be free of Hollow Knight Randomizer, is the moral of the story. That and claws at Flukemar.
But how will we begin our double anti-bingo tournament when we still have our lockout tournament going? Oh my lord, the last white fragment.
You love it.
Absolutely love to see it.
Jason just reconnects and immediately, like, the entire right-hand column gets marked.
Jason connects, suddenly he's given the flower to Elderbug, done Umu, entered God Home, checked Void Heart. Absolutely everything. Both at the same time, porque no los dos? I absolutely agree with this. Nope, Jason has in fact marked a goal, I believe. So I think he's connected and has revealed the card. Okay, we are good. Jason is alive and well.
Alright, so we'll see what happens in that interim. We'll get the saga in the post game.
All right, so Oko there, without Claw, you have to either get a fake dive or come back twice to get the Spore Shroom check. All right, here we go.
So Oko's going to mark an 8th goal that we can see. Let's theory craft about this 8th goal that we couldn't see. Nail art in its vanilla Nail Master's hut. Jason's tracker still not indicating he's got Claw.
Oh, Jason's alive? Okay. He has Cyclone Slash, it looks like. So he went to Motto.
He also has a King Soul, still 1 dash, and no dives from him.
Yeah, no dives.
No Dream Nails
Dream
either.
Nail. So he doesn't even have access to dive anytime soon. So Oko there, marking the Kingdom's Edge lore tablet. We'll bring it to 8-8. Oko with a big advantage on 2 more goals on this board. Both are kind of tedious. Enter God Home requires going all the way through waterways, past Fluke Marm, so we may see a Fluke kill along the way, which will probably give him Claws, so that could be worthwhile. Oh, and there's Dash Slash. Oh my goodness.
Incredible.
So, suddenly Jason only a great slash away from Nailmaster's Glory check.
I mean, okay, it's been 1 hour and 15 minutes. We've been on 1 dash and wings for a very, very long time. Everything cursed, even beyond my sort of deifying the cursed things, everything cursed is now very much on the table.
Absolutely. To answer the question in chat, this is neither bingo nor blackout. This is first to 13 goals. And the rules are once one player has marked a goal, the other player is not allowed to mark it. So 13 is a majority of the goals. Whoever gets to that number first wins.
Jason going back for this upper check in waterways, I imagine?
Yeah, this is actually big for Oko. Oko's going to get Stagnus Stag and will finally have access to Gorb. So that'll be another goal that he'll be able to take from Jason here, who's been missing a Dream Nail for quite a long time. I don't even think Dream Nail locked Dream Nails. Like, I don't think there was one at Essence, although I could be wrong.
I don't think so either. It would be extra unfortunate if there was a Dream Nail here at this check.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see how quickly Oko decides to rush that.
Looks like he's going for God first.
Bench. Yeah.
Maybe just the bench, yeah.
Alright, Jason gonna do this, Jason's got himself his Shriek as well, so he has checked Pleasure House, and I forget where the other one was. But the other one was at Essence, right? So Jason found a different Shriek. Oh boy. Oh my lord, how did he not get hit there? It's Nailmaster's glory.
Rip.
To go along with all those nail arts that Jason's got.
So some other things that I don't know if we've seen on Jason's side, but we have definitely not seen on OhkoX's side that are around. There was the elegant key at Soul Catcher that Jason has that Ohko doesn't, so Shade Soul the check could be something. There is Collector, as has been memed about, but that is probably not logical. Nailmaster's Glory is around somewhere. I don't believe Joni's Blessing has been checked either. Ohko's still not having Lantern.
Yeah. So it could be quite a while before we see that from either runner. I don't think Jason will be inclined to go back to check Joni's.
Especially not once Ohko marks Gorb.
Yeah, so Ohko gonna get this Gorb goal unless he dies about 150 times to Gorb, while Jason finds a Dream Nail. But
finds a Dream Nail at Spell Twister.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So Ohko bringing it up to 9 to 8 here, and again has advantage on 2 remaining goals, although they are both quite long. So Ohko definitely with the advantage here, but Jason absolutely not out of it yet. Claw's still big. Claw would immediately give QG grubs to whoever finds it, and Bow to the Fungal Core Elder as well. Does Jason have Dashmaster? No. Okay. It's getting very confused for a second.
So Jason doing these Soul Sanctum checks, I don't know if we've... No, because his camera has been on this whole time. He has not yet checked Elegant Key. I'm hoping he checks Shade Soul. Doesn't forget about that key in his possession, because if that's Claw or a way to Claw, and he skips over it, it'll be a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. You imagine he probably does go back for it after the Soul Master check, assuming that there's nothing important at Soul Master.
Especially since without Claw or Dive, he gets 1 check there.
Yep, he gets just the check, the vanilla dive check. Could be vanilla. Could be an interesting race to Elderbug. Ohko opening the shortcut, coming back for Fluke-Marm. Truly a man of the content.
I mean, Nail to Shriek Fluke-Marm is sort of barely content at this point.
That is true.
Well, maybe, but content, no.
Yeah, you press the quick cast button approximately 4 times and she's dead, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. Actually, literally 4 times. Paler. Yeah, just in case you needed more damage. Alright, so Ohko going to head back now. Almost certainly getting this Enter God Home goal. We'll see if he decides to do Flower to Elderbug. It's very slow, mostly because it requires a Shade Skip to get to Flower even, and then obviously the long trek through Infected Crossroads to get up to Elderbug.
And Jason's warping away. Shade Soul is Claw now.
Yeah, unfortunate. Jason looks like headed down to Deep Nest at some point, probably through Tram, and is going to do these light Deep Nest checks. He's already done the Dark Deep Nest checks, as we saw him pick up that that nail art. Alright, Ohko having a little bit of trouble here on 2 HP, a bit dangerous. Alright, he's going to heal. Okay, we're good now. Ohko looking for his little buddy, the Fluke here, to Pogo. With wings only, you do need some Pogos there, and he is good to go now.
That'll be Enter God Home. Start routing to get nail upgrades before Enter God Homes. Entering God Home in Rando disables the QOL fix that skips cutscenes.
That is true. Dirtmouth Stag here, nearly completing the stag list for Ohko. I believe we have yet to see Resting Ground Stag. End of list. Actually, yeah. Crossroads Stag, I don't think we've seen either. Although Jason might have these for all we know. Unfortunately, of course, we missed a lot of the checks that Jason did.
True. It stands to reason that he has not yet done Tram Pass. And Oko remembering, I know this was a thing for past races, to get the enter text before coming out.
Yeah, good on Oko to do that. That brings him up to 10, so it is 10-8. And it does look like he is going to go for this Flower to Elderbug.
Could just be checking crypts as well. That's like very useful.
That's true, yeah. Could have Claw there, honestly. That
Shopkeeper's key.
Ooh. That could be big. Shopkeeper's key, one of those, again, quite nice locations for progression. Die!
How about your third
Oh my lord. A little bit too late unless he immediately rushes. Oh, this will be interesting.
This just became a wild race.
Oh my goodness. And if you're Jason, you kind of got to figure Oko's doing this right now, given that he's just marked the other 2 dive goals. Oko finding his Vengeful Spirit here. That'll be Shade Soul for Jason. He is going to choose to do the rest of the checks here. Jason gonna immediately overcome King Soul. I love Jason. That is absolutely what you do if you're gonna do Flower.
Shade Cloak, that's Void Heart.
Oh, that's really big.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now if you're Oko, what do? Do you check Void Heart first? Because now Jason could get this goal. Jason, you need to die in here. Okay, he's gonna do the checks first with his Overcharmed King Soul. He will find Shade Soul. That'll make this a lot more doable. Yeah, and Jason not likely to ever find the King's Brand that Oko found. So this goal rush from Oko may actually end up costing him. Although again, Oko has good reason to believe that he is the only one with dive. Knowing that it was at 600 essence, Jason's been unable to mark
King's Brand was at Broken Vessel. It was at the Vanilla Wings check.
Yeah. Oko setting up a Shade Skip here. Oh, what a freeze frame from Jason there. Get all the beauty of the skin there.
Drake.
Alright, this will be check Void Heart for Oko. Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Game over.
Alright.
That's simply it.
That's it.
Again, no matter what the spoiler log says, that claw was intended.
Wow. Absolutely insane.
Oh, that's incredible.
Wow, that hurts. Okay, so yeah, Oko will be able to finish this out pretty easily here. QG Grubs and Fungal Core Elder are both goals that he can do now that are completely his and his alone. Jason not particularly close to being able to get that Void Heart check. So,
Not even checking Claw. Is gonna check this.
yeah, no real reason to do these checks. Oh my lord! It literally was! You actually
like an hour ago.
You actually called it. Unbelievable. Oh, this is why you do the Wing and Dream Nail skip.
And the moral of this story is you don't get nail upgrades specifically because when you do get nail upgrades, Claw is going to be at a place that requires a pogo.
Absolutely. You don't get those nail upgrades, you do the Wings Dream Nail skip up to that check. Wow, actually incredible. Dupe Claw.
I mean, like, more realistically, when you go an hour and 20 minutes before finding Claw at Void Heart, you really kind of hope that the other Claw is somewhere, like, Claw-locked.
Yeah, if the other Claw is also not Claw-locked, then it's pretty rough. Alright, so that is 12 for Oko there. The absolute mod log just to go show off that dupe Claw location. Oh, okay, and that was where Jason found his Vengeful Spirit 700 years ago.
So all of our content is being arranged.
Oh boy.
Easy
Yeah,
there.
a little too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll see, where's Oko going, actually? Is he gonna end on Umu?
Zoko, a man of the people.
I think he's going to end on Umu. He's getting the journal, and he's going to go do the charge Limifly entry rather than QG grubs. I respect it.
I mean, Oko has all the time in the world. Even if it were not for the insanely cursed claw location, like, you're at 12 goals, you can find Monomon basically wherever, you're up on Dream Nails.
Jason's got to talk to Elderbug here and exit the room and re-enter to get him to stop worrying about the Grim Troop and actually take a flower. Alright, so Jason will get this 9th goal, but hopelessly behind on Claw. Quite unlikely to make that change anytime soon. So we will be seeing Oko finish this one out.
Yeah, even with finding the Shade Cloak here, like, you really can't possibly know where King's Brand was.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like, Jason probably has a reasonable idea that Claw was at Voidheart, based on the goal marks, but he doesn't have King's Brand, so there's simply no way for him to find it. Also, he doesn't even have... Or, well, I guess he could buy the one at Oro, actually.
He does have King Soul, which is all you need for Birthplace.
Oh, yeah, he has King Soul, okay, yeah. Because I was thinking he couldn't get the one at Essence, but he either got the Progression Egg one or the Oro one, and given where he's going now, I think he did not find the Oro one.
Or this also could just be Oro dive checks. This is the first time he's had dive.
True, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if he's doing this check, it might actually just be that. This one, unfortunately, not Claw. We found both Claws immediately back-to-back, so the suspense is quite gone here for whether Jason will be able to find his own Claw to race Oko to this Umu fight, but very, very unlikely.
And Shade Soul Shriek Shaman, pretty okay for killing the jellyfish.
Yeah, I don't imagine Oko will have too many troubles. They are playing with the quality of life mod, which has an option now enabled by default called Sane Umu, which lowers Umu's HP to only 250 health, and reduces or removes the RNG in the fight. You will always get this attack, followed by this attack again, followed by the slow attack that chases you around the room. So quite easy to manipulate Umu into the right position and get those shrieks in on him. He'll die in only 4 shrieks. Actually, only 3 with Shaman.
He's got Shaman, yeah.
Yeah.
Or in Oko's case, 2 shrieks and a nail swing.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I believe the mod also lowers Umu's health back to 250 like it was at release.
Yes. Yeah, it lowers his health to 250, increases the friction he has in platforms like it had on a different patch of the game, and then completely removes the RNG from the fight. Jason taking a bit of a rough death there. Of course, there's the dash at Monomon.
Because why not? And Oko, uninformed about the left door.
Yeah. Well, I think he knows. He just has to realize he had to do this. Vanilla Monomon would have been quite the anticlimactic finish.
Would have been, yeah. But note with Charge Limifly journal entry, that's going to be 13.
Yes,
victory for Oko. This has been a tournament of upsets, and I think we've got 4 people in winner semis in the lower bracket, or people who joined after the bracket phase started.
Is that true?
Yo.
That may be true. Hello. Congratulations. GG.
Thank you.
Let's check. You would be absolutely right in that, Quack. 4 out of the 4 people left in the winner's side of the lower bracket are people who joined after the Swiss round.
You'll love to see that.
Something.
So that claw location, huh?
Yeah, I'm watching, I'm seeing the claw location. I'm like, Are you kidding me? Jason's never getting this. And then I see the other one in claw location.
Hello,
Yeah.
Jason. GG.
Like that whole race, I was trying to follow Oko to find the last piece of progression that he had found so that I could do more goals that required that piece of progression.
Yeah. So I think the main things that you missed were the dream nail that Oko found at Howling Wraiths. So basically, you were never going to find that one unless you decided to go follow him to Overgrown Mound. The wings at Leg Eater you missed for quite a while. Claw ended up being at Void Heart. Oko got his dive from 650 essence. He killed Lost Kin in the meantime. Broken Vessel had King's Brand. So
I see.
yeah.
So I was never going to get that claw because I had no reason to get the dive at however much essence.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you had no Dream Nail even. So that wasn't going to happen. The other claw was at the Journal Above Mantis Village. Which
Yeah, I had considered doing that, but I didn't think it was in just mild.
Yeah, it is not. It's considered a shade skip. The Wings and Dreamnail version is not in Logic, and you didn't have Dreamnail to do that version in any case. So yeah, missing that Dreamnail for as long as you did, I think, was probably the bigger hurt for you.
Yeah.
But that claw location really sealed the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well played to both of you. Jason, you did well to hang in it, even missing that Wings for quite a while. You did have Dash to sort of even things out for longer than Oko, but Oko had C Dash, which for before you even had Dash, so he wasn't too far behind on Horizontal, and eventually obviously found the Dash in Green Path.
C-Dash was at DV Stag? Oh yeah, Oko went and did False Night while I did Green Path and Shops.
Yeah.
Or Shops, then Green Path, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So just to round out the spoiler log really quick, I know we've already seen most of the juicy stuff, but Monomon, it looks like, was at the Palm Relic, so Claw Locked as well. And our other Dream Nails, there was one at Howling Wraiths, which we saw. There was one at the Sea Peaks chest, one at World Sense, and one at the Journal Below Stone Sanctuary.
Wow. Okay. So Claw Locked, Claw Locked, Claw Locked.
I think you mean Grumberfly's Elegy locked?
Yeah, Grumberfly's
Elegy.
And World Sense with a Dreamer Claw locked, so...
Elegy, for what it's worth, was at the Damage Boost Relic, so, possible.
Very doable, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason now heading up to Crystal Peak, so clearly would have gotten that Dream Nail any moment now.
Trivially.
Those are some pretty terrible Dream Nail locations.
Yeah, that's been a bit of a recurring theme, I think, in a lot of the most recent seeds we've seen generated. Just really garbage Dream Nails.
Yeah, actually.
Hey, I do have a question. Where were the nail arts?
We did not see where Cyclone was, and Jason unfortunately has just disconnected.
Cyclone Slash was at the Rancid Egg and Weaver's Den, which makes sense given his general perusal of Deep Nest.
Yeah, and Dash Slash was at the Egg and Dark Deep Nest.
And Great Slash was at Hera. So all three in...
Oh, just all in Deep Nest. But one is Claw Locked. Okay. What was that Nail Master's Glory, Quack?
Isma's Tier, and the intended Isma's Tier, mind, at Nail Master's Glory.
And the intended Claw, I guess, must have been the one at Void Heart.
It was.
Absolutely incredible.
This was an unkind seed for mild skips. The other thing that I do want to point out, it probably wouldn't have mattered because obviously Jason was very unlikely to find King's Brand, but there was another dash at Shade Soul.
Okay.
I was going to go back and check that at some point. I was thinking about it when I went into Sanctum, and then figured I should the whole race. I kept trying to think where has Oko been, because Oko has stuff that I don't, and I need this stuff. So like when I went to go to do Mantis Lords, it was because I knew Oko likes Mantis Lords. When I went to go do Deep Nest, it's because I knew Oko did the Green Path Fungal Grubs, and so might have gone to Deep Nest through that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You did end up actually diverging a fair bit on that. Like, we saw all 3 dives, and you both got different ones, obviously. But
where was the other one?
Third dive was in White Palace.
Yeah, you checked that, and we saw the dive in White Palace. The other dive was behind Shopkeeper's Key, with Shopkeeper's Key at Tram Pass.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I found that at the very end.
Yeah, just in time to go. We thought we were going to have a race to Flower to Elderbug. Oko was heading there, and you were just behind him, but Oko was stopping to do the checks. But then he found Shade Cloak and went directly for Void Heart, which had Claw. So it just it suddenly went from tight race to Elderbug for this 11th or 10th goal to suddenly Oko just able to completely finish. So
yeah, that race was basically just like who found the right things. We both played pretty reasonably, and so that's how Rando is sometimes. I was hoping that I would be able to perhaps eke out some more chance at a victory at the very end by delaying my mark on give flower to Elderbug.
just to kind of tease out a little bit extra time there. That would have been dangerous given how close it was.
I wanted to give content, so I did.
That explains the mod logging the dupe claw location as your first check after intended claw.
In fact, the only check, I believe. Well, no, I guess you checked Mana as well. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Jason.
I did check. Yeah.
My internet is very bad.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah,
I think that's all the stats.
Oh, should I put my recording somewhere? Because
probably I don't know. Maybe contact Homothany.
Homothany is probably the person to talk to.
Yeah.
Let
him know about any vanilla items you found in the seed while you're at it.
Well, I can point those out right now. Let's just see. Just see if there's anything vanilla real quick.
By the way, Comms, great job. I'm pretty sure you guys did a great job, and thanks so much, as well as Jason. Thanks so much for the chance to go ahead and have some more fun at Rando.
Yeah, and good thing for both of you, this match was not an elimination match. Jason will be heading down to the loser side of this bracket. Let's see, who will you be facing, Jason?
I believe I'll be facing
or Sour.
Yeah, I will be rooting for Sour to win so that we can have a rematch, because that's always fun.
That'd be good. And then Oko, you are moving on to face Aiden. Yeah, so Jason, you're going to face Glitchy, it looks like, and then after that you'll face the winner of Jamie and Sour.
Oh, okay. I thought it was immediately facing the winner of Jamie and Sour. Did we ever find out where Monomon was, or was that just not?
Monomon was
not here.
Tom Relic.
I see.
Yeah, I think you were here, but your internet might have died. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And then our next match is on this very channel in just a little bit over an hour. And that's going to be Mickley versus Zephyros, which is going to be a crazy match, I am sure.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Make sure you guys tune in. That is the upper bracket, loser's side, so that's an elimination match. The winner of that match will go on to face me, in fact. So I have a vested interest in watching that one. But everyone should tune in. It is sure to be good.
Thanks so much, guys.
GG's again to both runners, and we'll see you back here on this very channel in just a little bit.
GG's.
GG's to both of you.
Love you guys.